What's up everyone, this is John from Running Warehouse.
And this is Liz from Running Warehouse.
And today we'll be giving you a first look and first run impression on the all-new ASICS METASPEED SKY Paris and METASPEED EDGE Paris. The METASPEED series represents ASICS' pinnacle racing shoes, and they've taken the innovative approach to not just deliver one super shoe, but two super shoes. One for the cadence style runner in the EDGE Paris, and the other for the stride style runner in the SKY Paris.
Now, ASICS continues to improve these shoes year after year since their inception, continue to make them lighter, faster, and more responsive, and this is no exception with these updates.
Before we dive into our thoughts on our first run, let's take a look at some of the specs of these shoes. Now, in a men's US 9, you've got 6.5 ounces in the METASPEED EDGE Paris and 6.4 ounces in the METASPEED SKY Paris. Both of these shoes have the same technologies in the midsole. We've got 39.5 millimeters of foam in the heel and 34.5 millimeters in the forefoot with a 5 millimeter drop. This midsole compound is all new. We've got the Flytefoam Turbo Plus. That's going to be even lighter and more responsive than the previous versions of Flytefoam Turbo. In the outsole, we've got full rubber coverage in the forefoot with ASICS grip. And then wrapping this shoe up is the new Motion Wrap 2.0. Now, going back to the midsole, within the layers of the Flytefoam Turbo Plus Foam, we've got a carbon plate embedded in each of these shoes. So we've got similar technologies in a shoe that looks almost identical to each other. But Liz, I know that there's more stuff going on in the midsole with that plate positioning.
Yeah, that's what's really unique about these two shoes. The specs are almost exactly the same, but the plate is really what gives them a very different ride. With the Sky, we have a slightly higher placed plate that's a little bit flatter, and then with the Edge, the plate is a little bit more curved and then bottom loaded more towards the outsole of the shoe, which gives a really different experience. The Sky is a little bit wider, and what that does with more foam underneath really provides more foam compression for more upward propulsion, and then the Edge with that curved plate really does more to roll the runner forward for more forward propulsion. And that's how they cater to those two different types of runners. The Sky with that upward propulsion is helping people lengthen their stride, and then the Edge helps with that little bit faster turnover and that little bit more forward moving stride instead.
Yeah, Liz, I gotta say, I do believe in the science of these shoes, right? But when you look at them, they look so similar that I really thought, am I gonna feel an actual difference between these shoes? I've never run in a METASPEED series before, and I gotta say, after having a chance to test both the EDGE Paris out and the SKY Paris out for similar workouts, my experience was quite different, and I was surprised to learn that. I would say that I would tend to call myself a cadence runner, but I never truly felt those benefits until I put on the EDGE Paris and I did my workout. I really felt that plate positioning and the curvature of the plate that really pushed me forward. It really made running faster feel effortless, and I just really enjoyed the way the foam felt underfoot in combination with the plate. The foam feels firmer, but not in an uncomfortable way. It's definitely not a sink-in or squishy feeling for me, but I enjoyed that. It had really good protection. I did enjoy my experience in the SKY Paris as well. The foam still feels really nice and energetic underfoot. I was able to hit my paces, but it just felt a little bit more effortless in the Edge because of that plate positioning. How about yourself?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I was really surprised by how soft and impact dampening this foam really felt, but it still felt snappy when you wanted to pick up the pace. I'd run in the previous METASPEED EDGE Plus, and I definitely noticed the difference between those plate shapes. The EDGE Plus had a little bit lower stack in the forefoot because it had an 8 millimeter drop in the past. So this definitely feels more cushioned. I think that EDGE Plus, I wouldn't want to take more than half marathon maybe, but then with this shoe, I feel like it has the protection for that full marathon, even for a slower runner like myself. I also found it was surprisingly stable for how soft the foam was. But that softness isn't the same as like the New Balance Super Comp Elite. It's a little bit firmer when you pick up the pace and not quite as squishy underfoot. That said, with the Sky, I also felt that plate shape, and it felt a little bit flatter. Didn't feel slow, but I also feel like I discovered that I'm also a cadence runner, and I like that forward roll a little bit more as well.
Yeah, and some final thoughts I had on these shoes, I would say that with the narrow base and the really minimal upper, everything about these shoes is about being fast, right? And so I would say it's not particularly stable at slower paces. This is really a shoe for your elite marathoners and runners who are looking to put forward their fastest paces and to run in the most prestigious races, Boston or in Paris at the Olympics. So it's really gonna be best suited for those elite runners, in my opinion.
Absolutely. We saw Emma Bates and Sarah Hall wear this at Boston, and we're definitely gonna see it at Paris and World Major Marathons this year. So if you're looking to purchase the METASPEED EDGE Paris or the METASPEED SKY Paris, you can find them at Running Warehouse.